everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Marquita here with Late Nights, Early Mornings. And it is March. Believe it or not, I cannot believe that we are already into the third month of 2022. The year seems to be flying by, but we are here. We are in March. It's almost March Madness time. I believe that starts about mid-month. So, one of the other great things about March is that it is Women's History Month. So, in honor of that, what I'm actually going to be talking about today is just some ways that we as women can take care of ourselves. And I know that doesn't necessarily tie completely into Women's History Month, but it does in the sense of focusing on us as females and about caring for ourselves and how we can use that to help be better, which in general can help us move forward and progress, which is what women's history is. You know, focuses on making strides for women in all different types of ways. So one of the ways in which you can care for yourself is just taking the time to actually care for yourself. As women, we often wear many hats, and one thing that can happen very easily is that we forget to take care of ourselves, because that means that we may have to, in our mind, let someone down or stop caring for other people, even if it's just for 30 minutes or an hour or even a day. And guess what? That is okay. And that's what we need to remember to tell ourselves. It's okay to take time for yourself. It is not being selfish. That is one of the things that a lot of women start to feel guilty, especially if you're a mom or if you are a wife or a partner or somewhere where you are taking time away from whatever roles you typically feel. You feel guilty, like you're letting people down or like you're letting the company down if you take a personal day or whatnot. You are not. You can't be your best self if you're not taking care of yourself. I'm just going to be talking about a couple ways that you can unplug, and they're pretty much relatively inexpensive and to some extent free. And it may not be your cup of tea on what you enjoy, and I'll also talk about just a couple other things that you can do to relax and enjoy yourself. But one of the things that I like and that I've always liked is coloring. Now, I cannot draw at all, but coloring I can do, and it's something that I enjoy. And I don't know if you're like me, coloring clears my mind. And the reason it clears my mind is because when I'm coloring a picture, I am typically focused on what I want that picture to look like. So I'm thinking about color schemes if it's a more of a piece that just has like a nature scene or just some of those other patterns or whatever. I'm thinking about the color scheme that I want for that picture. Do I want it to be, what tools do I want to use? Do I want to use colored pencils, crayons, markers? What colors complement each other so that when those colors all come together, what my picture is, how's it going to complement each other? If it's an animal or a person, how do I want that to look and how they're going to stand out against their contrasting background? So I'm really thinking about all of those things when I'm focused on a picture. So anything else, like I'm not thinking about work, I'm not thinking about, you know, what's for dinner, what am I doing, what do I have to do for this person, that person, or this obligation, whatever. I'm simply focused on my picture, which is allowing my brain to just rest and relax, and I'm unplugged. I typically, when I'm coloring something like that, then I may pop in my headphones and listen to some music, but it's really just background noise. It's not so much as like I'm listening to it, it's just kind of on. And I do have the Calm app on my phone. When I was teaching, there was a time that they gave out a code, and we were able to get, as a teacher, you were able to get the Calm app, the full version, I guess you could say, for free. However, you can still access that app on your phone. There is like a free trial, and then I think there are still some features that are free even if you don't have the paid subscription. So I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. But what I want to talk about first is the coloring. So I'll start with the picture that is very relevant for this month, and that is my coloring page here. Now I printed mine, I just printed it off the computer. I printed this on kind of like cardstock because I want to have a little sturdier background. However, you can print these off on regular computer paper, so no need to go out of your way if you don't already have some cardstock or something like that around. And the coloring page is actually a free coloring printable page from Copper and Brass Paper Goods, and that is a Black-owned small business that I will link down below, and I'll actually be featuring them later on my channel, because I have purchased several things from there, and they have very cute things. But they also have free coloring pages, and a lot of them revolve around females and women, so the pictures are such. So this was, she posts them, I want to say, like each month. So of course this was March, and I'll show you January's was this one. It says New Year, New Me. And then February was this one, which says Self-Love. So I'm going to get to those, obviously, but I started with the March one because she was on a coloring contest and I wanted to attempt to enter. So I did that one the other night with colored pencils. So that's just one thing you can do. And if coloring pages aren't your thing, or maybe those designs are not your cup of tea, you can also get adult coloring books from like Amazon, or even stores like Michael's. They carry quite a few. Now these are some of my favorites, and I don't know if they still carry them because I haven't looked recently, but I did look another time after I bought these, and I wasn't able to find them in the store. So I don't know if they stopped carrying them. Maybe that store was just out of stock. I don't know. I think I'll look next time I go back. But I managed to snag these coloring books. This was one of those times they were doing, you know how they do like the big sales and things like 50, 60, 70% off. And these books were part of that. And these, they just say coloring pages, but this is like a coloring pad almost. And it has 24 11 by 14 inch coloring pages, and I'll show you some in just a second. Here's the back. This one, the theme was patterns, and on the back you can see what they look like. But this book, I think it was super cheap because it was, like I said, this was like 60 or 70% off. So I just picked it up, and the paper is it's almost like a cardstock, so it won't bleed. If you can use whatever tools you like to color with. And I'll see if I can find, I'll just show you what one of the blank ones look like, and then I'll see if I can find some of my work. And they do tear out at the top here, but you can hear from the paper, it's a thicker paper. And I've had these for a few years. So, all right, here's one of my complete, this is actually from 2016, and my book is kind of falling apart because it's been through it. But I put the year on the bottom when I colored it. Now you can see this was done with marker, but you can see that that took some time, and you can see all the different intricate parts of it. But that was a great way to relax, and I worked over that over a course of days. Like I think I started like from the outside and just worked my way in, so you can kind of develop a plan for it. And that's another way that you can make sure you carve out some time for yourself. You can simply say, okay, each day I'm going to work on a different portion of this flower. So like you might say, okay, today I'm going to color all of these on the outside. Like, so what my parts, they're yellow. That could have been one day. And that'll probably take you about 15 minutes or so, 15, 20 minutes. Or maybe you want to do all of the outside. So you could have done the yellow, orange, and maybe this purple here. Roughly 30 minutes probably. But again, that's 30 minutes that you're just kind of focused. Your brain is relaxed. It's not racing, thinking about a million different things. That can be your you time. And it really doesn't cost a lot. And you can just go into a room if you live with other people, maybe disappear for a little while. Or you can just find you a nice comfy spot if you don't have to run away from people to sit and work on that. And here's another that I did. Oh my god, my book is like really, this one is falling apart. Here's the other one, similar design, but as you can see, my intention is to eventually frame them and make them my own artwork. I just want to make sure that I can maybe get them laminated or something so that they're protected from fading. But again, these are 24 11 by 14 pages. I don't know if Michael still has them, but that's where they came from. Here's the second book. This was the Free Spirit book. And here's some of the back pictures. So they have a lot of different designs. Some of these have nature scenes. And I am going to cut to a section of my painting that I worked on and just completed. And I actually just needed that for some decor in my apartment. I needed another picture over my bed, so I was doing that. And so I used that painting that I did showcase in a different video that I purchased from Michael's during Black History Month. I finally got to it. And the other thing that's available is this. They're probably sold out now because it's Black History Month. You may be able to find it online for clearance. But this is wood, and this is also something you can paint if coloring is not really your thing, but maybe you like something more crafty. You can find things like that. They always have cutouts of something usually themed for the season. So like right now you might find some shamrocks or something along those lines, or some women based things or sayings or slogans, whatever. So yeah, those are just a few other things. And the last thing I want to talk about before I cut to my video with the painting is the Calm app. So that's something you can download on your phone. It can work for Android and iPhone. I have a Android Samsung, and it has the Calm app. And like I said, as a teacher, I was able to get the full version for free. I want to say it may be like $69 or might be a little more expensive, because I think I was surprised at how much it costs. But they do offer deals. Sometimes you can get it, especially around Black Friday and things like that. They'll do it where you can get like half price or whatnot. But I think it's a one-time thing. You don't have to pay every year or anything. But even without paying for the full subscription, I think you're still able to get some features. So you can still use it to meditate, do some deep breathing, to relax. And it has like nature sounds. It can also help if you're having trouble sleeping, or you just need kind of like that white noise, or maybe like a nice river running behind you or something like that to help you sleep or drift off to sleep. You can get that using the Calm app. And again, this is not sponsored by anybody, but I just wanted to put that out there as another way, because that's self-care too. Just taking time to do some deep breathing, meditating. And you can do it almost anywhere. If you absolutely can't get away from people, like maybe you have a house full of kids, or that you cannot hide from anywhere, or between your kids and your spouse or partner or whatnot, you can't get away from people. In that moment when you pull up in your car, go sit in the car, just stay in the car, and do a couple of deep breathing exercises on the Calm app. They're usually like 1 minute, so you could probably spend like 5 minutes just sitting in the car and getting some of that done. So if nothing else, that's one way to get just a little bit of self-care in, just taking a moment for yourself, completely free of thoughts about doing for anyone else or anything else. So just take that time out. If you can do it every day, that would be great. But if not, carve out some time throughout the week, working out, meditating, yoga, whatever it might be, coloring. Take some time for yourself. So I'm going to go ahead and cut to the painting that I did, just to show you that progress and the final product. And I will see you next time. Thank you for watching. Make sure that you like and subscribe. All right, y'all, I just wanted to show you the final result on the wall. So this is over my bed. We're not going to show it because it's not made up. But that painting is actually from the Mackenzie Jones Studios, and that is one of the Black creators that would Target featured. The outfit that I wore that said "Black is Beautiful" with the kind of kente pattern in it, that was the same artist. So she also does, or same creator. So like I said, some of the creators that collaborate with Target were not just clothing designers, they were also artists and other things. And so that is some of her artwork. I got it from TJ Maxx, or actually no, I'm lying, I got it from Home Sense. They do have some of her paintings in some TJ Maxx's, and it was $12.99. And then that's my painting that I put there. I'm probably gonna move it down a little bit because what I had hanging before was a little longer, so I had put the nail, or the hook rather, up higher so that will balance out. But now that that's a smaller and they're about equal size, I'm probably going to move the hook down some point in life, but not right now. I just wanted to put it up there. But there it is hanging, and in the middle is a dream catcher, and I believe I got that from Amazon.